In today's Eye on Money, we are talking about taxes. Unfortunately, the filing deadline was extended, though, to May 17th this year. Thanks to the American Rescue Plan Act, the IRS has already processed more than 105 million tax returns and given out more than 77 million refunds. The average refund is $2,870. Here with some tax season advice is CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Jill, good morning. This is not my favorite time of the year. But here's the first question. If someone collected unemployment benefits, if you received a stimulus check, is that taxable income?
So there's a really interesting change for this tax year for unemployment benefits, which are usually taxable. If you earn less than $150,000 last year, $10,200 of unemployment benefits are not taxable to you. And that's a big deal. $20,400 if you both got it as a married couple. Now, the stimulus checks, whatever you received, that is not taxable at all. So for those who receive that emergency assistance, the tax situation should be a lot better than you probably thought 6 months ago.
All right, that's good news. But there's a lot of confusing elements this year. Particularly, here's a question that stumps me. If someone worked remotely in another state, if your office is in one state, you work remotely from another, do you pay taxes in that state?
Oh, this is so confusing, and I am sorry. I contacted the great folks at the AICPA, big organization of CPAs, and they say this comes down to you counting the number of days where you worked. And what you're going to have to do is find out what the rules are in the local jurisdiction as well as in your usual place of domicile. I know if your head is spinning right now, you may want to contact a CPA or a tax preparer to help you out. You know, in some cases, Anthony, it could be good news. You might have worked in a place with a lower tax rate, so it is worth going through the process.
All right. We were given, obviously, the deadline was pushed back to May 17th. That's good news. But if you still haven't gotten your act together, can you file for an extension?
You can, but get your act together. You know, those numbers that you put up in the beginning are very instructive. You know, about 85% of tax filers, they receive refunds. And don't you want that money? That's thousands of dollars. But yes, if you have a problem, you can absolutely, positively file for an extension. It's Form 4868, and that will give you an extension until October 15th. The extension comes with a caveat, and that is, if you think you owe taxes, you've got to pay those taxes now by the 17th, whatever you think you owe. The actual filing can take place by October 15th. One other thing, if you plan on making a Roth IRA or an IRA contribution, you don't delay that. That deadline is May 17th, even if you file for an extension. So get that money in so you can start saving more for retirement.
But Jill, what if you just can't afford to pay your taxes right now? What are the options? Do you throw yourself on the mercy of the court?
Well, you know, the IRS has plenty of options, and that's really good news because there's an option to actually say, give me a little help for, say, 4 months. That's a short-term plan. There's a longer-term installment plan. There's also a way that you could actually pay taxes with a credit card. I don't suggest that because there are fees associated, but you probably can get yourself on a plan that's pretty easy. At irs.gov, there's a lot of options there, and they're not really so expensive. So I encourage you to do that. One thing also, never hide from the IRS, because even though they've been underfunded for the last 20 years, they tend to find you.
They will get you.
And yeah, you don't want the IRS coming after you. No. And again, filing deadline May 17th, a week from Monday. Thanks, Jill.